Jai Hind. Now we are presenting a beautiful play, The Merchant of Venice, which is written by William Shakespeare. So let's start the video. The Merchant of Venice is a play by William Shakespeare, believed to have been written between 1596 and 1598. A merchant in Venice named Antonio defaults on a large loan provided by a Jewish moneylender Shylock. Although classified as a comedy in the first folio and sharing certain aspects with Shakespeare's other romantic comedies, the play is the most remembered for its dramatic scenes, and it is best known for the character Shylock and his famous demand of a pound of flesh in retribution. The play contains two famous speeches that Shylock hath not a Jew eyes on the subject of humanity and that of Portia on the quality of mercy. Debate exists on whether the play is anti-Semitic, with Shylock's insistence of his legal rights to the pound of flesh being in opposition to Shylock's seemingly universal plea for the rights of all people suffering discrimination. So let's start the summary of The Merchant of Venice. Bassanio, a young Venetian of noble rank, wishes to woo the beautiful and wealthy heiress Portia of Belmont. Having squandered his estate, he needs 3,000 ducats to subsidize his expenditures as a suitor. Bassanio approaches his friend Antonio, a wealthy merchant of Venice, who has previously and repeatedly bailed him out. Antonio agrees, but since he is cash poor, his ships and merchandise are busy at sea to Tripolis, the Indies, Mexico, and England. He promises to cover a bond if Bassanio can find a lender, so Bassanio turns to the Jewish moneylender Shylock and names Antonio as the loan's grantor. Antonio has already antagonized Shylock through his outspoken anti-Semitism, and because Antonio's habit of lending money without interest forced Shylock to charge lower rates. Shylock is at first reluctant to grant the loan, citing abuse he has suffered at Antonio's hand. He finally agrees to lend the sum to Bassanio without interest upon one condition: if Antonio were unable to repay it at the specified date, Shylock may take a pound of Antonio's flesh. Bassanio does not want Antonio to accept such a risky condition. Antonio is surprised by what he sees as the moneylender's generosity, and he signs the contract. With money in hand, Bassanio leaves for Belmont with his friend Grantonio, who has asked to accompany him. Grantonio is a likable young man, but he is often flippant, overly talkative, and tactless. Bassanio wants his company to exercise self-control and the two leave of Belmont. Meanwhile, in Belmont, Portia is awash with suitors. Her father left a will stipulating that each of her suitors must choose correctly from one of three caskets made of gold, silver, and lead, respectively. Whoever picks the right casket wins Portia's hand. The first suitor, the Prince of Morocco, chooses the gold casket, interpreting its slogan: "Who chooses me shall gain what men desire." As referring to Portia, the second suitor, the conceited Prince of Aragon, chooses the silver caskets, which proclaim, "Who chooses me shall get as much as he deserves." As he believes he is full of merit, both suitors leave empty-handed, having rejected the lead cassette because of the vastness of its material and the uninviting nature of its slogan. Who chooses me must give a hazard all he hath. The last suitor is Bassanio, whom Portia wishes to succeed, having met him before. As Bassanio ponders his choice, members of Portia household sing a song that says that fancy, angered in the eyes, with gazing fade, Bassanio chooses the lead cassette and wins Portia's hand. At Venice, Antonio's ships are reported lost at sea, so the merchant cannot repay the bond. Shylock has become more determined to exact revenge from Christians because his daughter Jessica eloped with the Christian Lorenzo and converted. She took a substantial amount of Shylock's wealthy with her, as well as turquoise rings which Shylock had been given by his late wife, Lee. Shylock has Antonio brought before court. At Belmont, Bassanio receives a letter telling him that Antonio has been unable to repay the loan for Shylock. Portia and Bassanio marry, as do Grantanio and Porcia's handmaid, Nerissa. Bassanio and Grantanio leave for Venice with money from Porcia to save Antonio's life by offering the money to Shylock. Unknown to Bassanio and Grantanio, Porcia sent her servant Balthazar to seek the counsel of Porcia's cousin, Valerio, a lawyer at Padua. The climax of the play is set in the court of the Duke of Venice. Shylock refuses Bassanio's offer of 6,000 ducats, twice the amount of the loan. He demands his pound of flesh from Antonio. The Duke, wishing to save Antonio but unable to nullify a contract, refers the case to a visitor. He identifies himself as a Balthazar, a young male, doctor of the law, bearing a letter of recommendation to the Duke from learned lawyer Valerio. The doctor is Porcia in disguise, and the law clerk who accompanies her in Nerissa, also disguised as a man. As Balthazar, Porcia in a famous speech repeatedly asks Shylock to show mercy, advising him that mercy is to his blessed, it blessed him that gives and him that takes. However, Shylock adamantly refuses and any compensation and insists on the pound of flesh. As the court grants Shylock his bond and Antonio prepares for Shylock's knife, Porcia deftly appropriates Shylock's agreement for a specific performance. She says that the contract allows Shylock to remove only the flesh, not the blood, of Antonio. Thus, if Shylock were to shed any drop of Antonio's blood, his lands and goods would be forfeited under Venetian laws. She tells him that he must cut precisely 1 pound of flesh, no more, no less. She advises him that if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, to diced and all the goods are confiscated. Defeated, Shylock consents to accept Bassanio's offer of money for the defaulted bond. First, his offer to pay the bond thrice, which Porcia rebuffs, telling him to take his bond, and then merely the principal. But Porcia also prevents him from doing this, on the ground that he has already refused it in the open court. She cites a law under which Shylock, as a Jew and therefore an alien having attempted to take the life of a citizen, has forfeited his property, half to the government and half to Antonio, leaving his life at the mercy of the Duke. The Duke spares Shylock's life and says he may remit the forfeiture. Porcia says the Duke may waive the estate's share, but not Antonio's. Antonio says he is content that the estate waive it claimed half Shylock's wealth if he can have his one half share in use. Until Shylock's death, when the principal would be given to Lorenzo and Jessica, Antonio also asked that for the favor Shylock converted to Christianity and bequeathed his entire estate to Lorenzo and Jessica. The Duke then threatened to rescind his pardon of Shylock's life unless he accepted these conditions. Shylock re-threatened with death except with the word, "I am content." Bassanio does not recognize his disguised wife, but offers to give a present to the supposed lawyer. First she declined, but after he insists, Portia requests his ring and Antonio gloves. Antonio parts with his gloves without a second thought, but Bassanio gives the ring only after much persuasion from Antonio. As earlier in the play, he promised his wife never to lose, sell, or give it. Nerissa, as the lawyer's clerk, succeeds in likewise retrieving her ring from Antonio, who does not see through her disguise. At Belmont, Portia and Nerissa taunt and pretend to accuse their husbands before revealing they were really the lawyer and his clerk in disguise. After all the other characters make amends, Antonio learns from Porcia that three of his ships were not stranded and have returned safely after all. That's it. Jai Hind.